Hi, friends. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late because naturally we're having technical difficulties. Isn't that just the way? Nancy Bos and I, who's my guest today, as you know, we were chatting very happily through the interview app, and it was just stunning. And then all of a sudden, not anymore. So now I'm waiting for her to come back. Oh, I see her. Hold on. Hold the bus there, friends. Okay. Yay, she's back. Okay, good. So now that I know she's sitting there waiting in the green room, as it were, so to speak, I'm going to tell you about what's going on today. What is going on? Okay. Oh, Kathy Glickman is here. Yay. Hi, Kathy Glickman. You're going to love this interview, girlfriend. Okay, so I'm really excited. As you can tell, my little tail is wagging here, and we're going to get right to it. If you are a voice teacher or a choir director or a singer, you know that voices change. They change in response to your health, to the time of year, to your stress levels, to the pollen count, to just everything. And change happens for most women as they enter perimenopause. And even though this is an experience that affects literally millions of people, it's something that we in the voice community have not talked much about until this book. Honestly, you guys, I was so thrilled when I saw this title. I bought the book instantly. In fact, it was still warm when it got to my house. If you have not purchased this book, you must. Singing Through Change. It was co-authored by my guest today, Nancy Bos, along with Kate Fraser-Neely and Joanne Bozeman, a multitude of riches of smartness right there. It is such an important book, such an important work, and it is very user-friendly. It's written with a conversational tone. It uses personal stories. It's just buy it. Buy the book. Okay, I'm Meredith Colby. Now I have to introduce myself. I help voice teachers create confident teaching and singing of popular styles. I'm the author of Money Notes, which I also happen to have right here with the bookmark in it. How to Sing High, Loud, Healthy, and Forever, which introduces Neurovocal Method, a way to teach healthy singing for all microphone styles. I am interviewing Nancy Bos today because I recently signed up for the weekend workshop Celebrate Singing for Women in Midlife and Beyond, which is based on the book Singing Through Change. I really want every single voice professional in the whole wide world to join me at this conference, at this workshop. And we're going to talk all about it today. So let me introduce, I want to say hi to some people who are here today. Lee is here, and Leanne is here. Yay, Leanne is here. And Rita, hi Rita, so excited. And Alexis is here, great. Oh, Nancy. Alexis says we're two amazing women. Isn't she nice? Anyway, I want to introduce Nancy to you. Wait, I have to find my fancy introduction here. Okay, Nancy Bos. Oh yeah, you guys, hey, feel free to share the thumbs, the hearts, the comments, the everything. Facebook loves us when you do that, so go for it. Thank you. Someone just gave me a heart when I said that. Okay, Nancy Bos is the founder of Studio Bos Media, possibly the best business name ever, a coach and educator to people of all ages and backgrounds. She has written 3 best-selling books, Singing Through Change, Singing 101, and the Teen Girls Singing Guide, which is also a very awesome book. Nancy's message of better living through freeing your voice can be heard around the world through her podcast, Every Sing. Another great name, and you have to listen to that podcast. It's really good. She is an expert and a joyful advocate for the benefits of singing and the changes that it can make for all people everywhere. So I would like to welcome my guest, Nancy Bos. There she is.
Hello, Meredith.
Hi,
I'm
Nancy Bos. I'm so excited you
I'm,
made time for us today.
I'm grinning from ear to ear because I'm super excited to be here with you because you yourself, you've brought fantastic things into the world of voice teaching, CCM and pop singing and mic use and the neurovocal method. Meredith, you help teachers help their students and you empower more people than you could ever know. So thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate those kind words. Alexis O'Donoghue said, applause. Um,
Hey, Alexis.
I know she's so great, isn't she?
She is.
Um,
She is.
so, Nancy, I'm not sure where to start. Do we want to talk? You know what? Okay, so the three things we want to touch on today. We want to touch on the Nancy, the whole Nancy. That could be your Instagram account, the Nancy. Um, and we want to talk about the conference, and we want to talk about the book. So, can so let's start with you, okay?
Cool.
Will you? So you started out as a singer. I know this because I've listened to your podcast a number of times, and you do share this. But you started
Yes.
out as a singer, but then you found all these other really interesting things that really spoke to you more than just being. Then I shouldn't say just than being a performer, right?
Right.
And so,
Yes.
and that just sent you in all these different directions, including publishing, which is so brave and cool. So, can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah.
A
Let me
bit of
start with all. Let me start with all these different directions. So I've done writing and voiceover work and project management. Been the director of operations for the Voice and Speech Trainers Association, the NATS board. Way too much. So one thing I'm excited about now is because I've experienced all of those things. I am able to funnel it now into what I realize is truly the most important thing for me, and maybe the most important thing for most of us, is to help people express themselves. And in the case of Singing Through Change and Celebrate Singing Conference, it's to take people from a place of sorrow to a place of joy. And what got me there, my mentor actually said to me once, "Well, you don't want to be known as the menopause lady." And at the time, I'm like, no, I don't want to be the menopause lady. But what I realized is, and this was in my late 40s, when I was afraid because I had seen so many women fall off of a vocal cliff, not knowing anything about what the cliff was, just knowing that they were there one day and then not the next, as far as the singing goes. And seeing the older women in the church choir that it's like, really, you used to have a great voice? Tell me more. So that's what really my own fear was what really got me started on the Singing Through Change book with Joanne and Kate, because I was afraid that this was going to happen to me, and I wanted to know what's on the other side of that curtain. What are we missing? And now that we have looked behind that curtain and then opened it up for everyone to see with the book, it's like it's not that bad, and there's ways through this, and we just didn't even know that. We had to be told this by somebody who knew, and now we know, and now we get to share that joy. In the United States, 54 million women, no, I'm sorry, 54 million people sing in choirs,
Wow,
and at least half of that 54 million who sing in choirs are women, right?
probably more.
Yes. So we're talking about at least 26,000 women, according to Chorus America. 26 million American women sing in choirs, and this information can impact all of them, every one of them.
Yeah, it's so important.
Yeah.
It's yes, fantastic. And so that's interesting. It's interesting to me. I'm going to be honest with you because I've listened
Yeah.
to your podcast so many times. It's interesting to me that you were motivated by fear
Oh, yeah,
because
that's
the
true. I don't
other
give that
stuff
away
that
at this
you've
podcast.
done, right? The other stuff that you've done has been so much like advocate for everybody singing because singing's awesome, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So fear of losing that awesome opportunity, um, and and fear of judgment. So the podcast, the Every Sing podcast started out as why do people sing? And after the first 50 episodes, we pretty much got it. We know why people sing. Why don't the next set of episodes that I paused in now while I was preparing this conference, the next set of episodes is about why don't people sing more? And how can we get other people to sing more, including me? Yeah.
Including you. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know there's a lot more about Nancy, but I do have to tell you, I'm excited about this because um, if everybody who watches this broadcast has not purchased this book, they must. Wait, do you have an
Yeah.
audio version of this book by any chance?
Yeah. If you go to Amazon anywhere in the world, you can get it in paperback, Kindle, or audiobook.
Or
Yeah.
audiobook. So if they're not readers, they can be listeners.
Yeah. Or if you're a both. And you get to listen to my lovely voice reading the whole book to you.
Your dulcet tones, as it
My
were.
dulcet tones.
Okay. For people who may not have read this book,
Right.
I would open mine up, but it's all marked up with highlighter.
Yeah.
So it's not pretty anymore. But why is it important? Tell me about this book.
What's important about it is that some research had been done on women's speaking voices, but very, very little on women's singing voices through midlife and beyond, the impact of hormone changes and the impact of aging to women's voices that's unique to women. Because as one famous sports trainer says, women are not just tiny men. And so the information from the man's world doesn't always apply. But the real complexities of a woman going through the emotional journey of midlife with complicated life, maybe taking care of their children, their aging parents, taking care of themselves is last. And then you've got these massively fluctuating hormones during perimenopause, which can be up to 10 years of a woman's life before she hits menopause. Then you've got this massive drop off of estrogen and progesterone, which is inevitably going to affect the voice. Maybe you won't notice it. About half the women surveyed by Martha Elliott did not notice a singing change, but the other half of the women did. And then you add into that medical conditions, you add into that acid reflux, thyroid issues, fibromyalgia, other autoimmune disorders, cancer, MS, all these other things that can affect a woman on a much greater ratio, more likely to affect women than men. That too factors in. And you can't put all of that in a study, or at least not a study that I can pay for. So in this book, we took the stories of over 50 women and applied the science to those stories and looked at what might be going on and how this woman can emerge from this problem with hope and joy and the ability to tell her story through song again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some of it I found interesting that some people actually opened new musical doors for themselves. It put them on a path of musical discovery that was really empowering to them. So it doesn't have to be something that takes it away.
That's right. Totally correct. And Meredith, did you ever hit an I don't give a damn phase when you stopped caring quite so much about what the world thinks? Maybe you never cared.
Like, are you kidding me? No, on my 50th birthday, actually. Like,
wow.
literally on my 50th birthday, I was like, okay, I don't care anymore. It was great.
That's so cool. Yeah, so that's part of it. It's like, okay, if all along you thought that you had to follow these rules, and maybe you're mourning the loss of your queen of the night, which I cannot relate to, you have to sometimes be given permission to do the next thing, or to be told to look, because there's other stuff out there. Just keep looking.
Yeah. Actually, I want to share one little quick thing, if you don't mind. So one of the things that I preach in my popular styles thing is that in stage singing, like opera and music theater, the singer has to come to the song. The song, you are a vehicle for the composer, right? When you're a singer in those genres. But in popular styles, the song goes to the singer. And that means that if the song's written in A flat and you sound bad in A flat, but you sound awesome in E flat, you just change that thing.
Yes.
And that's huge for people whose voices are changing. To just
It's
be giving
huge.
that given that piece of power, you know?
Yeah, definitely. The classical genre is by far the least forgiving. And at first, when Joanne and Kate and I were talking, Joanne said, Sopranos have it the hardest, which just made me mad. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then as we refined that idea, we realized it isn't the Sopranos have the hardest, it's that the envelope that Sopranos have to fit into in the classical world is the least flexible and the hardest one to get out of. And so if a woman has pigeonholed herself as a classical soprano, she's going to pay a bigger price with her voice, possibly going through midlife and aging, than somebody who's a Mavis Staples, who's just like, yeah, I'll just sing down there. It's good.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to run with that for a second. So it
Yeah.
seems like you're also saying that some of the problems that we encounter or the challenges that we encounter with aging are ideas that we carry around, that we are attached to for some reason that we don't necessarily need to be attached to. Is that right?
Yeah, you know people whose email addresses are soprano central at, AOL.com. I don't know. I mean, this is huge for an identity. I was listening to a fellow speak at a transgender conference this weekend, and he opened up with, he goes by he opened up with being a countertenor is the most important part of my identity.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's of course not unique to that one person. But I wish I could share it with you now, but I can't yet. I was talking with Melissa Manchester. I got to talk with Melissa Manchester because of the Celebrate Singing conference. And she gave the message, and she's going to deliver this message at the conference, that we have to be able to keep telling the story through song. We have to keep being able to transport people and their emotions and give voice to the elder women in our culture through song. And that's worth the 6 hours that it takes to listen to the audiobook easily, is the opportunity to give the elder women in our culture the ability to keep telling the stories from their wisdom and their experience through song, and the joy and the release and the emotional help that can give everyone that they touch.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
so is she going to be one of the speakers? Can you tell us about the speakers at the conference? Actually, I will tell you that I see Sarah Whitten is in the chat today. And she's going, I'm very excited. She's going to be one of the speakers. I feel like this is a little celebrity roundup here today. Could you, so could you tell us a little bit about the speakers for this conference?
Absolutely.
Actually, you know what? Give us the skinny about the conference, because I'm going to ask you about that, to say that again at the end. But
Okay.
because people have to leave or something. So give us the skinny, and then maybe you can tell us a little bit about the speakers.
Okay, the super skinny about the conference is that everything you need to know is at the website celebratesinging.live. Or if you fill out the form there, it'll go straight to me and I can answer questions that you've got. But beginning as early as age 35, hormonal changes can start for female singers. So I have gathered together, I'm so lucky to have amazing connections in the worlds of musicology, speech language pathology, vocal research, psychology, somatic education, yoga, Sarah, naturopathy, laryngology, performance, and professional singers. And I've brought all of those people together for over 20 people presenting in a 14-hour conference spread out over 3 days.
Fantastic. And yes, and
So,
right over just over Nancy's right shoulder is that website.
oh yeah,
I'm
thanks.
just saying.
And I'd like to add, I don't think I've said this clearly enough in other places, that there's sort of sometimes in the conference there's 2 tracks. For instance, there is a time when, let me see if I can remember this right, the choral directors who attend can go to a choral panel. And this choral panel is made up of 5 amazing international choral directors, but everyone else in the group can go to something different. There's a time, I believe at that time, that's when our nutritionist, Pamela Malo, is speaking for a half hour, and the naturopaths, Dr. Kat and Andrew Day, are going to be speaking about hormone therapy for a half hour. I think that's right up against the choral panel. Which leads to the question, what if you are a midlife woman who directs choirs and wants to know about hormones and diet all at the same time? And the beauty there is that you don't have to worry about missing sessions because we're putting it in a library until the end of 2021. So everybody who registers has access to all of the presentations, not the Q&As, but the presentations for the rest of the year.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So I want to share a little comment before we talk further. And this is from, is it going behind your name? I don't know how to make your name go away. Hold on. Let's make
I can't see all of it because it's behind your video for me. There we go. Nice.
There we go.
Oh, Grace. Thank you, Grace.
I need a production assistant. I really do. Okay. So Grace says she loves your book. Older female singers have been, let's try that again, now that we've cleared the deck. Older female singers have been in fear of losing their voices, and in the case of pro singers, therefore their jobs, with no clue as to why and what we might be able to do to adapt.
Yeah, no clue. And we were talking about this before, Meredith. Isn't it crazy? The book came out a year ago on April 16th. How is it just now that we're finally getting into this? Yeah. I don't even know what to
WTF, Nancy. And thank you very much for being that person to bring up the conversation. Yes, it is overdue, but you did it. You brought it up. So thank you. And you are continuing the conversation with this conference. So that's really interesting. I did not notice when I signed up that there was more of a choral director's track and the rest of us.
It's still, we're trying, the conference is being run by a small group who's trying to get a lot done real fast.
Yeah.
So I haven't communicated all those details the best yet. Yeah. So thank you, Meredith, for this opportunity to come out and say more about it.
I'm thrilled. And I think it's great. I mean, there were faces on there I had not seen, so I'm excited to learn from those new people. So what are they? So I'm a voice teacher, okay?
Right.
What am I going to get out of it? Talk to me. Who's going to be there? Who am I going to love?
One of the most exciting presentations that I am so thrilled about. I got to say this. The presentation isn't exciting, but it's because it is a presentation on scientific research done by Rebecca Mosley Morgan from the UK. And the research shows that older women's voices, ages 55 and above, can be statistically significantly improved through a series of specific exercises and applying certain methods. And her research is so important. It has never been talked about to this degree as she does in the Celebrate Singing Conference anywhere in the world. And it's never been talked about outside of Europe and the UK, the research she's just finishing up. And so then I'm really excited for voice teachers. You will actually get hands-on knowledge. You'll also get hands-on knowledge from Kate Fraser-Neely, who has been working both with choral singers and as a singing voice specialist in pedagogy for working with the midlife and beyond female voice. And so she's going to spend an hour doing that. There's lots of opportunities for breakout rooms and continuing the chat during the conference. Joanne Bozeman is going to be giving the basic, essential singing through change presentation about, okay, what is all of this that's in the book? So
great. Oh, and friends who are here with us today or on the replay, Nancy is offering a discount for you because you're here. So if you put in the comments on my page, if you're watching this on a different page, you will have to go over to the catchy title, Meredith Colby Neurovocal Method. Rolls off the tongue. But if you come over to my page and you put in the comments, celebrate, for Celebrate Singing, Celebrate, the neurovocal bot will send you a code for a discount, for a 10% discount. So do that. Do take advantage of that. The research thing sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, and the conference is giving money to another organization because for some reason it's not good enough that you're doing. I'm like, it's good enough. No, but you're giving even more. You're giving money away to other people too.
Yeah. The organization that we're donating to is called Safe Hands. And Safe Hands is doing a great job of educating people in different parts of Africa about how awful genital mutilation is, and giving women who live in cultures where genital mutilation would be normal, giving those women the power and the knowledge that they need to join the rest of us who are free to have intact genitals for our whole lives. And so, yes, as lofty and glorious, as important as singing is, there are some basic evils that are happening in this world. And a percentage of everyone's registration is going to be going towards Safe Hands and helping with that cause. Thank you for bringing that up.
That is awesome that you guys are doing that. Yeah, you guys put Celebrate in the bot and get that 10% discount. And okay, but so what if people can't make it to the actual in-person conference?
Yep. Still register so that you have access to all of the videos afterwards. The price today is the end of early bird, which is $125. Then it jumps up to $145. That price is a steal compared to the world-class presentations that you're going to have access to. And then even if you're seeing this after April 17th, 18th, and it's too late to register for the conference, you can still buy into the library. So that will be an option that you'll see on the CelebrateSinging.live website. Yeah.
That is great. That's great, Nancy. Thanks so much. Okay, so I try to keep these to about a half an hour. But I do. Okay, but I want to ask you something before we kind of wrap it up. But women's things tend to be specific. I mean, we're like marketed to women, and we're the ones who are interested in it. But you know what? There are a lot of male voice teachers out there and male choral directors out there. Yeah. Talk to me. Should men come to this conference? Is this going to be interesting for them? Helpful to them?
No matter the gender, if you have women in your life that are middle age and beyond, buy the book. As Dr. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Stock, as Kurt Stock, laryngologist, said that this book for him was an education in menopause, but it's an easy pill to swallow because it's also about how to apply this information to your female singers. And so, yes, people of all genders should buy the book, should attend the conference. And frankly, Kate and Joanne and I give presentations on Singing Through Change pretty often for choirs and for different organizations. And there's always men in the audience. And the men are always so grateful to be there. And right after the presentations, we always see them shouting from the rooftops, all you guys, you need to know this. And so, yeah, we want the men to be involved with this conference as well. There is going to be a room hosted by master voice teacher Robert Edwin, who's a whole lot of fun. And that room is called Room for Men. We talked about calling it the men's room, and then we thought, well, that's kind of tacky. Room for men, and I should say room for all genders, but basically we want people who have never had a uterus and won't have a uterus can go in there and ask their personal questions. It will not be recorded to help understand the topic better.
Oh, that's cool. That is great. Okay. So anybody who has anything, a message for Nancy, please feel free to put it in the comments because she will get these and she will answer them. If you have questions, if you remember to put Celebrate in the comments for the discount code. And hold on.
That is a Meredith Colby exclusive code because she's rocking it. She's so good. She's one of our conference, I don't know what the word is for it, partners. Yeah.
Okay. I need to get rid of this for a second. Boop. Alexis says there. This is a wonderful book for a book club, or start a book club to read it with your friends. Right, if you are somebody who who has 7 books going at once or has a hard time getting through a book, that's a great idea, Alexis. I love that. Really good. So Nancy, we're going to wrap it up because people need to be on get about their days. But uh, what else? Is there anything else you want people to know that I have failed to ask you
You know,
today?
you've done a fabulous job, Meredith. So honestly, I can't think of anything else except just to say my gratitude for everybody who's here and watching this and interested in this topic. I'm sorry, my language, but it's about fucking time we talked about this. And
Right?
I'm so glad you are here to learn about it. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Thanks for being here with us today. I'm glad that you're here. I appreciate your attention. And yes, it is about damn time that we talked about this. So thank you so much, Nancy Bos, for being here with me today. Thanks for making time. Love your cute haircut. And and I will see you on April 16th. And I hope some of our guests will also see you on April 16th.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.